guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use Heat-N-Bond Lite for your applique projects. Before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you are aware every time we upload a new video. Okay, so we're to the point to where we have hooped our garment and we're fixing to start our applique process. So if you're still uncertain about how to hoop your garment to get ready for your applique project, I've got a previous video on that. I'll put a link in the description and up above if you need to watch that. So I've actually got a piece of t-shirt material hooped here just for demonstration purposes because I'm going to put this sample on my Etsy shop. But you would normally have your t-shirt hooped here and ready to go. So what we're going to do now is I've got all my fabric cut for my project. We're doing a Christmas dump truck today that's going to have a Christmas tree in the back, and so I went ahead for time purposes, I've went ahead and cut all my fabrics, and I've cut my Heat-N-Bond Lite in sizes to fit each piece, and I'm fixing to demonstrate how to apply that to the back. What Heat-N-Bond Lite is it's a product that bonds your fabric to your shirt. If you can see, there's ripples in this piece of paper. What it is that's the glue that's going to bond your fabric to your shirt. It has a paper backing on it. That's what you'll pull off after you adhere it to your fabric. Let me show you how to do that. So what we've got here is we've got all of our pieces of our fabric for our dump truck Christmas applique shirt. So what I need to do is I need to put Heat-N-Bond Lite on the back of each piece. So however big you cut your fabric, you cut your Heat-N-Bond Lite just a little bit smaller. You turn the rough side of the Heat-N-Bond Lite to the wrong side of the fabric. So you're going to place it on just like this. Do not get it outside of your fabric, because if you iron it down, whatever you're ironing on, it's going to stick to it. So if you're using your ironing board and you've got it laying like this and you hit it, it's going to stick to your ironing board and it's going to make it messy. So don't do that. Make sure that you cut it just a little bit smaller than your fabric like I have here, and you just press it with your iron. This is just a household iron here, nothing fancy, and you let it cool. Lay it to the side. Go ahead and start working on your next piece. Now what the Heat-N-Bond Lite is going to do, while this is cooling, I'll go ahead and tell you, what the Heat-N-Bond Lite is going to do is it makes your applique fabric lay really flat along your shirt. It keeps your edges of your fabric from fraying, and it helps it wash better. After you wash it, it's not going to lift up off your shirt because it's actually going to bond it to your shirt. This just makes your finished product of applique look a lot better and more professional. Okay, so now every piece that I needed for my applique, I have Heat-N-Bond Lite on it. And what it looks like once you take it off, this is a paper backing on the back just like this. Once you get ready to put it on your shirt, you're just going to remove the paper backing, and it's going to leave a shiny, can you see that? It's going to leave a shiny finish on the back of your shirt. That's why your fabric is not going to fray anymore, because it has this applied. And when you put this down on your shirt and you press it, that's what causes it to stick to your shirt. Okay, so what we're fixing to do first is we're going to do our placement stitches for the beginning of our applique. Okay, so the machine has now stitched out, as you can see, the outline of the Christmas tree that goes in the back of the truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric that has my Heat-N-Bond Lite on the back of it and the fabric that I'm using for the Christmas tree. I'm going to lay it over the placement stitch. And now we're going to move on to the tack down stitch, and it's going to stitch that same exact design again, and it's going to hold the tree fabric in place. Now we're going to take the hoop off of the machine and we're going to go cut out our applique fabric. Okay, so we're back at our cutting table, and if you watched the previous video that I had about the cutting mat that rotates, that's what this pink mat is here, and I'll put a link to that video up above in the description and at the end so you can follow that as well in case that's something you would like to purchase. We're fixing to cut out our Christmas tree for our applique. So what we do is we use our applique scissors. These are double curved embroidery scissors. I have a link to those as well. You will start to get really close to your placement and tack down stitch. You cut out your Christmas tree. Be very careful not to cut your shirt. Okay, so now you can see the outline of the Christmas tree that's going to go in the back of the dump truck. So this particular design that I'm working on, you have to do all 3 steps on each piece of fabric each time. So we did our placement stitch, we put our fabric on, we did our tack down stitch, we cut it out, and now we're fixing to do our zigzag stitch. So before we do that final zigzag stitch, being that we've got HeatnBond Lite on the back, we go ahead and press it now. Depending on what size hoop you have, a household iron may be too big for you to press it, so you need a craft iron or a travel iron. This is the one that I have. I'll put a link to it in the bottom. It's got a very small, as you can see, heating plate on it, so that way you can get in very small hoops. All you'll do is you'll iron your fabric just like you would normally. You just have to press over it. You can press up and down, or you can slide back and forth. As long as you heat that up, the HeatnBond Lite will go ahead and bond to the shirt beneath it. It'll be very warm, so you'll need that to cool before you put it back on your machine for the next step. Alright, we're back at our machine and we're fixing to do the final zigzag stitch for the design of the Christmas tree. Okay, so from here on out, we're going to do the exact same thing for the remainder of the fabric.
Okay guys, our project is now complete. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Please remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I'll put links to all the products that I used in the description below. Thank you. We'll see you next time.